How much of a difference does a set of wheels make on a mountain bike? Perhaps you have a mid to low price trail bike and you're wanting to do an upgrade and you're wondering how much of a difference will wheels make in the ride quality? Or perhaps you're in the market for a new mountain bike and your budget's keeping you to a low to mid price trail bike with decent components but aluminum wheels and aluminum frame, and you're wondering if you can really improve the ride quality down the road as you save up some money, maybe for some new wheels. In my next phase of the project of comparing mid versus high price trail bikes, we're doing a wheel swap. I'm taking the carbon wheels off of my carbon Trance and putting them on the mid price Trance, which currently has aluminum wheels. And we're gonna see how it changes the ride quality. Today I went out for a ride on my local trails on this mid price aluminum Trance to really get a feel of how the bike felt on the local trails, and I even did some time sections. I'm going to repeat the same course, the same ride tomorrow on this same bike, but with the carbon wheels from the higher end Trance. And by the way, the times that I'm shooting for, I did a 15:27 on my cross-country test loop. I did another loop that took 8 minutes and 9 seconds. Now obviously the goal of a trail bike is not to cover a cross-country course as fast as you can go. But the reason I like doing the time sections is because it forces me to push the bike. Pushing it into the corners, accelerating hard, braking hard, really getting the most out of the bike, and it gives me a really good feel of how these wheels are going to ride. But on the same hand, doing these time sections is going to give us a little bit of an insight of how carbon and aluminum wheels compare in terms of speed. Now it's time to do the wheel swap, but before I do, I want to get a weight of the aluminum bike and see how much weight we save by putting on the carbon wheels. So as the bike sits with the Maxxis High Roller 2, so this bike pretty much is stock with the addition, of course, of pedals and a water bottle cage. So it comes in at 30.38. And I did look up the weight of the High Roller 2s and the Schwalbe knobby nicks that are on the carbon wheels, and they pretty much are the exact same weight. So Maxxis lists these tires as 915 grams, and Schwalbe lists the 2.6 knobby nicks as 910 grams, so just 5 grams difference. So really the main difference is going to be in the rims, because these both actually have an XT cassette. They have the same size rotor, so it's going to be the hubs and it's going to be the rims that's going to be the weight difference. All right, let's get these wheels swapped out. All right, I've got the aluminum wheels on the carbon Trance and the carbon wheels on the aluminum Trance. I feel like a mad scientist who just like swapped the brains of a monkey and a human. All right, let's get a weight of this bike. Okay, so now the bike with the carbon wheels comes in at 29.45. So we saved right at about a pound, just a hair under. Tomorrow, I'm gonna basically repeat the same ride that I did today. We didn't have any rain today, which is a miracle, so the trail conditions are gonna be about the same. So I am looking forward to this ride. I'll report back not only my lap times, but more importantly, how this bike feels with the carbon wheels versus the aluminum. Okay, so second day out on the Trance. Aluminum with the carbon wheels. And the forecast went from no rain around noon to pouring rain. And it's been a couple hours since it rained, but it's dried up a little bit. I'm still going to do this time trial test. I'll just have to be cautious over the wet spots in the roots. So the weather here in the summertime can be really frustrating. It literally changes by the minute. You'll check the forecast, it'll say 20% rain, and then check it again 10 minutes later, it'll say 80%. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to pick it back up. I'll just start this and I'll start recording kind of just some sections on this time trial loop. Not very much. I'm definitely have to take it easy on some of these corners, especially ones with roots. Bike still feels faster though with the carbon wheels.
Alright, I finished that time trial section, and it was definitely wetter than yesterday. I had to take it easy on some of the corners. We have what's called black ice, and it's where the trail kind of in some flat spots gets some black dirt, and as the name suggests, it's very, very slick, and inevitably it'll be on the corners. So I had to compensate for that. So yesterday on the aluminum wheels I had a 15:27 on that lap. Today with the carbon wheels I actually had a 15:27. Literally, no joke, exact same time. But I think with having to take it more cautious for the corners, I probably would have been about 15 to 20 seconds faster on these carbon wheels. It's very unfortunate the weather turned and now it's raining again, but not the way it goes. So, you know, like I've said before, these carbon wheels feel more precise and accelerate better, a little bit more lively. But the harshness isn't really much of a factor today. I didn't feel like these wheels were much more harsh. You can feel it a tiny bit. So which tells me that it's the frame and the wheels that make the ride a little bit more rigid. So I think they both kind of, I want to say equally, but they both play a factor in the fact that the mid-price aluminum bike feels softer, feels more compliant. And so, you know, honestly, I'm liking the way this aluminum frame feels with the carbon wheels. So I'll pick it back up when I do my next section. All right, time trial in wet conditions, take 2. Here we go. Glad I have 2.6 tires on today. On that last loop, I had an 809 yesterday. Today I had an 810. And I had to crawl around some of those corners. There was some wet roots. So I probably would have been, again, 10 to 15 seconds faster had it not been so wet. So the wet conditions, really good for bike handling practice, but not so great for comparing lap times. What I'm going to do for my next test is get out on the other bike, the carbon frame aluminum wheels, and do same day riding. So I'll just ride for, you know, half an hour, swap bikes, and that's going to give me a pretty good idea of how frames and wheels vary, because like I said, I'm actually really digging the aluminum frame carbon wheel combination. You still get a tad bit more compliance in the ride over the bumps, but yet the bike's a little bit more precise in the handling. So at this point, I'm not sure which bike I'm going to sell yet. It's a toss-up. You know, I could easily ride this bike with some carbon wheels. I'll go ahead and end the video here. Just to sum up what I've been saying, carbon wheels, better acceleration, a little bit more precise handling. Not a huge difference in bump harshness, but there is a little bit of a difference. I still will take carbon wheels over the aluminum, but I could ride the aluminum and still be fine. So if all you can fit in your budget is aluminum wheels, don't worry about it. Get out and have fun. Pick a good tire, set them up tubeless, and go for it. Save up for some carbon wheels if you want. If you can't, it's no big deal really. It's mountain biking. It's all about having fun, guys. You can have fun on a $1,500 bike, $2,500 bike, or $5,500 bike. It's all about fun. So, all right, signing off for this video. I'll do part 2 of the wheel swap, riding the both bikes back to back in the same day, and maybe do a little more time section for the heck of it. Thanks for watching. Questions or comments, drop them below. Catch you in the next one.